What you say? This guy looks locked in, I can't lie. But yeah, with that being said, so last week I shared my EURUSD analysis, the chart breakdown, and also the trade plan as well. So today I'm just here to update on exactly what happened and what I'm looking for this week as well. So, we'll see. The goal here is to scale up with discipline, not rushing the process. So we're just gonna pay attention to market structure. But if you wanna watch the previous video to understand where I'm at with the market structure and the idea that I'm trying to build here, try to watch this video. I'll leave it there or there. So you can watch that video here. That will explain on what's happening on this video. But you know the background is a bit dark, but we just gotta charge it. But yeah, with that being said, let's just go back on the chart. EURUSD. So last week, Friday, what I was looking for, it was a buy. So that was the candle. I wanted to see retest above this key area here. So and when price gets here, I was paying attention to the 4 hour time frame. So when the 4 hour time frame got to like some of these other blocks here, whatever, but this key area is what I was paying attention to from the previous high. So when we retested, I took the trade on the 4 hour after I have this confirmation above the bearish candle. So we took this trade and closed it somewhere around here because I don't want to hold that trade over the weekend. So yeah, overall it was a nice trade, last week. That's the only trade I took on AUSD. So the idea for this week is to see what is going to happen from the previous week. So yeah, but this trade idea that I just simply just explained here, if you look into the previous video, you should be able to see that on there. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen this week. I'm just gonna quickly start from the weekly time frame. Mm, mm, mm. Call, chat, and chill. I mean, take your time. Take your time. Let's go through that process together. That's the overall goal for this. So we're gonna do this twice a week, maybe Sunday, if not Monday for sure, and midweek, like somewhere Wednesday or Thursday. But I think it most likely is going to be on Wednesday. But yeah, just one thing to keep in mind. So these key areas, you can use the last week trade as an example. Like when price come to this area, before you actually take trade, you need to pay attention to see like buying signal, something like this confirmation here. So once price start to respect this area, you can take the advantage of this trade to get like early entry on the 1 hour time frame if you like. Because you can see when the news happen on Tuesday, price spike from there and then go this retest. You can clearly see you have some nice confirmation here to take this trade later in the New York session. So you could have take this trade or you can just avoid it. But we took this trade based on our 4 hour analysis. So this is another opportunity you could have gained this trade early based on the 1 hour time frame. You know, that's the overall point for this key area. So wait for them. Once price gets there, it's gonna react it, give you some signals to the direction that predicting the price needs to go to. Then you can take advantage of it confident. We'll see. So let's see what's gonna happen for this week. I feel like there's going to be a really big move this week if there's a volume. So we're just gonna go through market structure, the key level that I'm looking for, and where I'm going to try to like catch my entry in the trade, and probably some stop loss idea and take profit as well. So that's what we are gonna go through on this video for this week trade idea. So let's go on to the daily time frame. Check structure. ARSD is basically doing the same structure, so we're just gonna use this flow. So we create a new higher high here potentially. this is going to be the higher low to take out this high. Okay, you might be wondering why this area not here prices kind of changing direction, because this retest here come all the way back into this high, so there's very high chance for market to make a higher low here rather than here. So that's why we have another deep pullback. We might have another pullback, but from this area, I want to see price continue going higher. That's the idea for the retest on here. And we can see some nice daily bullish candles, some nice bullish candle, and we're pulling back. So we want to see another, bullish candle to the upside. Yeah. On daily structure wise, I'm still bullish. I want to see EURUSD take out this high and this high. That's the overall flow for this market based on the market structure on the daily time frame. So what I'm going to do now, understanding that I just need to pay attention to buys, I'm gonna use the same market structure idea on the lower time frame, like 4 hour time frame, and then look for entry on 1 hour or 15 minutes. So yeah, we're just gonna look for the same structure idea on the 4 hour time frame. So let's see what's been happening here. Again, just to give you quick structure to pay attention to, because this structure can be like they can take time. You might get confused while the structure is still playing and think the market is changing, but to be honest, the the structure stays the same thing until you see like a major sign that the market is changing the direction. So if we look at the 4 hour time frame, we've been making a higher highs, higher lows. We're making higher highs. You can take this or this, so in this case, we're just gonna take this. Then we make a new higher high. We make a higher low here. We create a new higher high. You might be thinking all this time what's happening in EURUSD. Bro, it's just the same thing. Market is just doing structure, and this thing here is just a pullback until we come here, which below the structure, but overall price try to get back above the structure here, so that's still valid. So because if you look at the volume that is happening from here, price is closing back above the structure, so this area is still the higher low point, aiming for price to take out this higher high. So you can see market starting to change the direction again, creating higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows. So the idea for this is to go and take out this high, but long term we're looking for price to actually take out this high here, because this is the structure we're still in. Everything here is just a pullback. That's something to pay attention. So when you're looking at structure, so it can take time to play out. You might get confused along the way, but if you pay attention, you'll know exactly where the market is. So that makes sense, yeah. But yeah, man. So now, since we know this area where area USD is coming from, it's not just a random area. You can see the last month close here. This was the 30th of July. We have this low here. Price run from there, and by 1st August, it was Friday, there was some news. That's when we start to see these buys happening, bro. It's happening first because of this key area we had here. Second, the way we look at this monthly level, when price is really close to it, it can just be a crazy move from there. So, again, if you want to see more of how I get these levels, just comment it down there so I can maybe make a video on how you can take these levels and how you can use them for your advantage. But most of my trades, you're only going to be seeing me using these levels. This is how I trade. So for what we can see, since we get down here, we start to change structure because price was doing what? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. This is lower high. The idea was to go and make new low here. Did that happen? No. So instead, price should be still in this range. But we can see if we use this area as a change of character to say the market is changing the direction, we can use this. But if we still wanted to wait to see the actual structure to change, this will be your first higher high here, and this will be a higher low. You know why you avoid this? Because when price is doing this and is pulling back and is doing this move that is happening here, this pullback, it needs to go and take this low here for us to say these lower highs. So instead that don't happen, we have a double low. What the price could have easily done, it can come all the way here, this level, and then sell again, which you could have done here. So when price cuts here, it could have just hold this level and continue. Yeah, so this would have been taken as liquidity above here. But you can see this change is happening here, and we have another actually break of structure, changing the higher time frame structure. So therefore, I make a new higher high here, making a new higher low. If you wanted to see more confirmation, you can wait for one more high to go and take out this. You tell yourself, okay, you're only going to start to validate your structure point when you see a new high make. So when this makes here, you know for sure now you're uptrending. So these areas are going to be your key area to look for trade, or areas like this. That's when price start to pull back, making new higher lows, giving you new higher high above here, which is this. So now you can use the same thing. If we make a new higher high here, you want to see price come back at least all the way back to this other block or anywhere here, but it needs to take out the high. Until this happen, you're still in this range. So AURUSD can do this for a time, but we're gonna pay attention for this for our other blocks so we can look for buys and take out this high. That's how structure is changing in this market right now. That is my structure idea on AURUSD on 4 hour time frame. So I'm just basically going with this flow that the market has been doing. So we'll see what we're gonna have from here. For me to even look for sell in this market, I want to see price gone back all the way below this structure here, so I can look for buys. Like, I'm not going to be the early sellers who will get trapped in the market without getting clear confirmation. So for us to actually sell further, AURUSD needs to go all the way back below here, retest it, and then we can sell it back from here. But until then, we're just paying attention to buy. So that structure, we can make a new higher high. I want the 4 hour time frame to come to all the way to the extreme point of this move. So this is where this move started from. I want to see price come back down here, give me confirmation on the lower time frames so I can take advantage of it. But that is the idea on a raise the or what other thing we can look at here. Once we start to see price trading back above this here, for example, let's say we break this structure one more time with clear momentum. I want to see price come back down here. Give me the same reasons like bullish engulfing candle, some rejection, so I can continue trading this market. Because by then we will already make a new higher high. So that the entry I'll look for here, I'll be looking for that to make a new higher high. So yeah, but for this market, like there's very high chance it's gonna pull back here, and we're gonna take advantage of it from here. So with that being said, yeah, man, I feel like by now you should get idea of how we're actually looking at this market. We're only paying attention to structure though, but when it's time to take advantage of the trade, you're gonna see some clear move without having any emotion attached to it. That's my goal. Like, I'm not trying to spend too much time on this market. My goal is to catch the overall flow of the market so I can be scaling in and out. And this is the simplest way right now you can see to follow and do this exactly same thing, because the market is doing the same thing. You just need something that can give you those trade ideas so you can take advantage of it. And the way we look at the market, if you start to apply it, you should see the result yourself, and you can just leave the comments on there to see if it's making any difference when you're trading. But just pay attention to market structure. Try to read it correctly, understand it, know what make market structure valid and know what doesn't make market structure valid. It takes me like few years to actually understand this thing. Like you always had structure, but what makes structure is structure, and this is what makes structure a structure. So just pay attention to it. Yeah. For I'm just gonna take this point of interest and also this area. So as long as price is below here, we might see some sales, but I'm paying attention to buying signal. That's it, nothing more. So EURUSD, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you can see it's super clean though. Like you can see where the liquidity is resting below this market. This whole thing can be liquid. Price can just dump. But since we're going with the overall flow of the market, I want to see these areas be taken out first rather than this before. Once this is gone, we might start to see a massive pullback and we'll have so much liquidities here that you can be looking to target on areas that like to do a deeper pullback on the higher time frame, so you can start to like take advantage of it. But that is only after the actually structure is gone, because this is what we traded. This is the structure we're in this market. So everything here is just building up for price to go and take out this high. So I want to see this come back here one more time to see areas they start to make a way back up to target this high. But 1 hour time frame is looking clean. Just do yourself a favor, try to make your structure on every time frame align to your 1 hour time frame, because we start to take advantage of areas the once we since we start to see price doing this curve and the move here changing here. There was some buy idea here. We took on areas from this candle close and price buy. When we pull back, we could have take advantage of this here as well, but we missed that. Now we're looking for price to come and do the exact same thing, but from this area, so we can take advantage of it and target this high, knowing that this our long time target, and you can see there's a psychological number here as well. So that is that is how you should see the market, man. You shouldn't be that guy who's gonna trade 15 minutes then 1 minute. Bro, I can't even trade on the 1 minute time frame anymore. The way I take advantage of 1 minute, once price get to this level here, I can go 1 minute and actually abuse the market, trust me. But like you can only get those moves when price is at the extreme point. So your 1 minute entry is going to be like an early entry to align with your overall swing structure that you are aiming to target on the higher time frame. That is the best way to take advantage of 1 minute rather than just to be there and try to trade on 15 minute, 1 minute. Just understand the higher time frame. Everything else is good. So yeah, for this, expect Euro USD to potentially retest this area and sell if we have signal or price can break back above it by Wednesday or Tuesday, by end of Tuesday, then retest it and we can look for buy. But the idea here, it might hold this and sell all the way back here, so we can target this liquidity that's resting below this low here, because we still haven't taken out the high yet. So we're still in this structure on the 1 hour time frame. This structure here of this after this form. So this is not confirmed yet, because why? We haven't taken out this high. So price can be here. We're building something potentially dump further back down to the extreme, so we can go higher. So now you might be asking yourself, what? All you gotta do just wait for price to come this area or see price break above this area, give you idea or signal, so you can see if you're going to start to look for buys from there or not. That's literally it. So that's my idea for EURUSD. So what I'm looking for EURUSD is the opposite of this. I want to see price come back here. So we'll see what happens by Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, man, Tom, we're gonna take advantage of this move. You can see the market is just simple. It's just doing the same thing, bro. It's clear. You just make the charts clean, bro, for your own sake. Um, but yeah, let's see if EURUSD can dump back down here around. Let's see what that. So we're just gonna use this psychological level for our key area 1.16. So price should just trade above here. So you know, once price gets here, we can see it move back into like 1.17 or even further. To break this high, we can look at 1.7, sorry, 1.17500. So that can be the next target, and that's 150 target. The only way to catch this and take advantage of this is to wait. Trust me, because once we get in the trade here, the way we're going to be scaling in is going to be really cool because we're going with the flow of the market. So it's too easy to just take profit, scale in the position without any fear. We have levels that we're going to scale in and out. But for now, we're just going to pay attention for this area or areas need to break back above this area so we can look for retest and then buy. So yeah, that's the idea for this week on areas. They don't even overcomplicate. Let the market do whatever you gotta do around this area. As long as it's within your levels, you're good. Cause you don't just draw this there, you know what I mean? They're, they're your data, man. You know what I mean? How do you take your trades? But yeah, that's that for every USD. I just gonna wait for this now. Let's see. Stop loss why though? So when it comes to your stop loss, you should just wait until market actually gives you like confirmation, the buying signals. You can wait for the bullish engulfing and put your stop loss below this area. But that all just depend on how you calculate your stop loss. But I'll be looking for somewhere to put my stop loss below here, or once the market give me the signal, I'll try to put my stop loss below the area that I think is going to be a swing low. So that's another way that you can set your stop loss. But first, wait for market to come here, then you can look for stop loss, but have your risk in your head though. um yeah. This is going to be for EURUSD for me. I'm just going to be taking these setups, so I can just stay disciplined and not to be over trading. And this is the simplest way I find it for myself to actually, try to take advantage of this trade without trying to over trade or anything. So I think we're good here. If you trade in EURUSD this week, again, like just drop them in the comment. Also, if you trade in any other pair as well, just drop them there so we can just try to, see each other's bias in the market for this week and the future, you know. So I need to sleep. It's just sleep. But again, if you like that video, just subscribe, leave comments, on next video idea, and we're gonna come back in the midweek to update you on what happened in EURUSD.